le bac à molly, don't try to control. Blessings dans la vie. Put it on hold, don't put it on hold. Blessings dans la vie. Dans la vie. Blessings dans la vie. Blessings dans ma vie. Them say you too strong, and so them try to hold you down. Sing a new song every day a new dawn. Yeah man, big up Jojo, you don't know what's that. Ooh-wee. Big Caribbean Productions. Yep. And big up to the bands, man. You know, for Jamaica. Big up. Respect. And give my faith on Jaja. Give my strength on Jaja. Give my faith on Jaja today. Well, give my faith to God, give my strength to God, give my faith to God today. All well, we sing like Moses, give me faith, talk give me faith, like David the young, talented and a brave, King Solomon and wiser than the kings of this.
His name is Sid. His last name is Asara. He's from Dominica. He make a prayer. He's a keep on the stage. All right, my brother.
What's up, guys? What's up? It's another beautiful day. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be back here with you. Yesterday I was on with y'all. Of course, we were doing exclusive interviews, and today we have Run the Track and Talk. And I am so excited to be bringing to you another interview. Of course, done differently because we do it differently all the time. And I am really excited to be talking to this individual that we're going to be talking to today. All right, guys. So I just want to welcome you all on board. Come on in, come on down, drop your flag. Let me know where you locked in from. Drop your flag. Let me get some music in the backdrop because I feel like I sound a little dry, like dry bix. I sounding dry now. Y'all can hear me? Let's put a little music in the background. Probably I'll get some music of the artist that's going to be coming up next. I'm so excited to have Dr. Silk here with us. We're going to be talking in a little bit. And I'm really, Dr. Silk has such an amazing story, and I know a lot of you will be able to relate. Additionally, I feel like a lot of you will be able to learn from all of the different lessons and stuff. He happens to be at this present time, well, not in this current moment in this exact time, my neighbor. And I felt it was very important to have him on. We will see him on again in a different way. I can promise you that. But he's a very talented individual. We don't see a lot of him, producing, coming up with such wonderful content out of Dominica. Not saying that Dominica doesn't have good content, but in his genre of music, because he is a reggae artist, and he's been doing his thing. And if y'all know, don't or if y'all don't know, you're about to know. All right. If you don't know who he is, you are about to know. I can almost guarantee you guys. Come on down where you guys are locked in from. Let me see your flags. Drop a flag, drop a flag, drop a flag. Let's see where you guys are locked in from. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me today. And I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Digicel. Always better together. If you've not made the switch, go ahead and do so today. Yes, thank you guys for sharing. Those of you who are the sharers. Thank you to the sharers. Share the live. Come on in. We're going to have a very interesting interview here this evening, and I'm so happy that you guys could all join us. Let me get some. I did say I was getting some background music, right? What happened? What happened? What happened there? What happened? What happened there? Let's get some background music in the place. Yes, so we're going to be talking to Dr. Silk, and I will not keep you guys waiting. We're gonna get right into it because he's there and he's ready, and we're ready to get chatting and share a little bit about his life, his story. So I want to welcome Dr. Silk Asara to the first time on this show. Not first time on my show, but first time on this show. I want to welcome him at this time. Hello!
Greetings, Jael. It is really, truly an honor and a pleasure. I want to say greetings also to your listeners and those tuning in.
Viewers as well, the listeners, the viewers.
Yeah, and the viewers.
All the us.
The viewers.
All the us.
Yeah.
Folks on YouTube are locked in. So big up to you, Aflin. Aflin is saying, yes, we can hear. Thank you, Aflin. Thank you for being my sound engineer for the night. Thank you, my darling. Appreciate it. Welcome, Silk. I'll probably sometimes call you Silk because
no problem in that.
It's shorter.
No problem, my neighbor.
Where did doctor come out? Where did the doctor come out? Where we get the doctor?
That was, you see, from that same lane where you're there right now, where we live right now in Kinfield. There was an elder guy, and every time I went to school, I believe it was my way to be, because I was always well dressed, and so he always called me doctor. Every time I pass, he say, "Morning, doctor." So my friends, they heard that, it stayed with me.
Wow. And you became known as Dr. Silk.
Dr. Silk.
Okay, I want us to get into your name and stuff, because some folks may have never heard about you or don't know who you are. We have a wide audience here from all different parts of the world, so we want to make sure we do a really good introduction. But just to kind of give context, I remember the very first time I interviewed you was years ago, but it must have been 2010 when I interviewed you.
About there, about there.
It was 2011. It was 2011.
Yeah.
I probably just had just about a year working on radio, and I started doing my own show in the afternoon. And I remember once you dropped by, at your music, and
exactly. I remember that interview.
I always used to make an appeal to young people who had music, to bring their music to me, and I will feature them on my show, because that was what I felt I wanted the show to be, a show that would promote local talent, local musicians, local artists. And you came on, and we had a really nice interview. It was only 1 hour. So we were restricted. Obviously, because radio, you have to cut on the time. But today we're not restricted, right? We can speak as long as we want to speak, because this is my show. And when I say we're ready to go, we're ready to go.
And we got so much to share, with the people, really.
So much to talk about. So tell us a little bit about you. Where did you grow up? Where are you from originally? Because you mentioned you live in Canfield, but that's not where you were born and bred.
So I was born in St. Joseph, at home in St. Joseph, in a village called St. Joseph. For many of us who know that in Dominica, of course, it's a popular place. North culture. So that was where I was born at home, and then I raised up from 5 years up to, let's say, 16. I raised up in Salisbury, with my dad. Big up to the Salisbury people one time, you know. And then I moved to, when I went to high school, when I started to go to high school and so on. Even before that thing, I was in Salisbury, but within my state from Salisbury, I moved to Kinfield, because my mother was back home, back from, St. Martin, because every summer I used to be back and forth, to meet my mom, because she was in St. Martin, based in St. Martin. Okay. So when she came back, I was in high school time. I came to live in Kinfield. That's how I came to Kinfield, And growing up in Salisbury, I can say it was fun. Because I remember going to school, and I can see it's not the same like for the children today. Because I remember as soon as we left school from midday to, lunch break, I remember we used to go get guavas, mangoes, tambourines, kennips, all kinds of fruits you can name. And even some of these fruits that we don't see today, we used to go and just, indulge,
Very true, very true. Like I was telling somebody the other day, or it wasn't actually somebody, it was in an interview, and I was saying that I used to stop off and go and pick mango. Like that was a thing, and you don't see children. I used to like miss the bus to go and pick mango.
Seeing.
You
I can imagine. Yeah.
So how did you, because you told me how you got the doctor in Dr. Silk Asara.
Yeah, so the Silk.
But you were not born Silk Asara.
No, I was born Hubert Derry Lewis. That is the name my parents gave to me. And then doctor, of course, given to me by an elder in my community in Kinfield, because he found that I was always well dressed, and indeed I actually got an award in school for being best dressed. I don't know, they have a way they used to call that kind of award. No, so but then the Silk came in, I think, because of my vocals, my smooth vocal, because most people tell me, man, you have a silky voice, So graphics is one of those first man, I think, who kind of pointed that out, who kind of let me check into that, graphics. He used to always call me Silk.
Tap into that.
Yeah, man. So graphics in the mix. I don't know if people can remember this brother. He had a record shop in Roseau. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, selling CDs.
Right, the hot is no.
Exactly.
Yes.
Opposite where how do you call it?
DFC.
Festival Commission. Yes.
Mm. Yes.
Exactly. That's where graphics used to be. Big up to Steve Laron, because that man make a lot of people discover young artists, also young reggae artists in Dominica. Through like a thing like reggae, roadblock and things like that. So anyway, the Silk came through man like graphics, and through the vocal ability, I think, the vocal smoothness in the vocals. And then the Asara came more so when I started to frequent the Rastafari community,
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. I like how you okay. So you talk about, okay, your name Silk came from graphics. Well, Silk was kind of signed by graphics because people called you that because of your silky voice.
Yes.
The doctor came from an elder. Asara now came from the Rastafari community.
Yes. I would say the spiritual experience. It is really a Kemetic name.
Okay.
And I did a share study. I know we always will learn as soon, as long as we have life, we're gonna learn. But I did some studies on Africa, like ancient Africa, which was Kemet at the time, or Egypt it's called. And so there were certain studies that we were doing, as Rasta, we do all kind of study in Africa. And so that was one of the names that stood out, in terms of my character, that kind of humble, and same way silky. So the Asara, it really means the son of Ra. Ra meaning the God at the time, what the Egyptian or Kemetians call God. But we say Ra to mean sun god. Some people call it, but it's really an ancient name to mean the son of God, basically, or the son of the living creator, to be more specific. you know.
Mm.
Yeah,
And,
that
and
is
and you
Asara.
saw that name and you felt that was your chosen.
Yeah, and so people, they actually, because it's not like as if, well, I just choose it, and the elders have to kind of say whether this is something that suits you based on your characteristics, you know.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
man.
That's
So
very nice. That's very nice. How you've how you have different elements of your community, your
yeah,
beliefs,
man.
and
Yeah, man. All
and
contributing. You
community.
see, contributing to the aspect of silk, as
Yeah,
or Dr. Silk Asara.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So obviously, I mean, you mentioned about your soulful, smooth voice, and also you play the guitar.
yeah.
So when did you start singing essentially? Because I mean, people have always heard me talk and they said, "Oh, you have a nice voice." I've always heard I had a nice voice since I was young, but
True.
nobody asked me to sing, and I never sang. Right? How did you How did you get your
Hmm.
wet in singing?
I think it started in my mother's kitchen when I was like a little boy, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years within them age group. Because she told me that I used to sing, when she were cooking. I used to run in the kitchen singing. Yeah. So
You,
let's say it started there, but I was not aware of my singing abilities then, obviously. But I think also in church, it kind of started. I started nurturing that in church because I went to church with my parents, every Sunday when I was a youth. And so in church, we all sang in the choir, and some of my parents, well, my family members, the elders, they played guitar, piano. And then I started to play the piano in church also. So that was my first instrument I played was the piano in church. And so I sang, so that is where I think the sensation, the feeling, the sensation, the understanding of chords and harmonies and so on. It came in church. And well, that is to say the understanding of harmonies. But I think genetically, that was embedded in me because my grandfather is a jazz musician. He was a jazz musician, peace be unto him. And he lived in England, so they were called Blue Wonders. It was a known, band at the time in Dominica. They came back and forth. So I think it was embedded in me, but from singing in my mother's kitchen as a youth to the church, understanding, the harmonies and so on and rhythm. Then in school, where I started to bang on the chairs and the desk and table and when the teacher left the class, I was the entertainer. When the teacher left the class,
do you remember? Do you remember a song you used to sing then?
what was one of the songs we sang? Yeah, Respect the Youth. That was one of my favorite songs. That song was an old-time big tune. Respect to the youth, them. You can't go around and this your Dr. Silk song. Respect to the youth, them. Can't go around. But I sing my song. Listen to you, them. Can't go around. Yeah, it was
Yes, yes.
dancehall style.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you
But
started doing. Yeah, go continue, continue.
no, I was just saying, I really, when I get into music though, when I was about, let's say 16, 17, 18, I really started in rap, doing rap music. Like when I started, like, getting into music, I don't know, for some reason I get into rap, but I was always aware of harmonies and singing was my thing. That was clear, that was sure. But
Hmm.
for some reason, I experimented with rap music. That was my first experiment, like
How
in
was
terms
that?
of when
How
I
was
was
that
recording.
like?
It was interesting. I had a tune called Red Hat with Cocoa Breakfast.
Yes.
Actually, man like Cocoa Breakfast, them time. And we had a tune called Red Hat. Red Hat, we are going to feed the girl them, make the girl them maybe all feed the data, something like that, And then another thing I was saying, there's this guy said he wanna mess with me, but people talk say what this could not be rapping for a while setting my strategy. But if you wanna come clean, you better rap with me. Cause black my color, red my nosebleed, messed up, it was
Okay.
so that was how
Rapper,
it
still the
started.
rapper.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
With
that.
Cocoa Breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
big up Cocoa Breakfast same way. All
Yes,
them man,
yes.
they were part of the journey. Yeah.
You like you rightfully say, your style has evolved. What made you come into reggae, and why was that the genre of music you felt is what you wanted to carry as your sound?
Because it's definitely a medium for message, you know. So I love my cultural music, you know, Kada's music, for instance.
Mhm.
And it's also one of the music that we find message in. So I think Kadas is where it started for me, you know. So when I listen to Gordon and Midnight Groovers, you know, Chubby, and even my grandfather, that is when the reggae thing starts, you know. Because I realized the man was into, there was time and time they were testing a reggae, you know, that reggae feel. Because I heard Gordon and listen have some nice reggae music, by the way,
Mhm.
Mr. Henderson.
Mhm.
And so when I look into the thing and I realized that reggae, it's a message music, you know, and I feel that I was someone with a message. I had a message, you know, to share with my people,
Mhm.
and I realized that reggae music was the music, you know, to share that particular, you know, that kind of message where people kind of just calm and they listen more or less, you know, and they just what we say, you know, vibe to it, you know.
Yeah.
So reggae music is that kind of music, and that's why I think I gravitate towards it, you know, more because of the message.
So you decide, okay, you're tapping into reggae. That's where you want to stay. And then you've started to release music, and um, you've had a few records out. You've done a few projects. Would you say you have a favorite song or project that really holds a special place in your heart, or what would be the one that would really hold a special place in your heart?
Well, presently I'm working a project called Motivation, and I think that hold a special place in my heart.
Why?
It's not a reggae album per se. However, it has some elements of reggae, you know, like
Your sound right now, it sounds more acoustic and less reggae. So it's more like listen to the words,
exactly,
like
exactly,
almost
exactly,
like music you will hear if you go to a restaurant, or you'd go to like really soothing music,
exactly. Holistic music, we call it.
holistic
Yeah.
music. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And so, yeah, my kind of this is also actually my preferred style of music. But just that right now, this project I'm working on, Motivation, is my favorite because there are many reasons. But my style, my true style is what you just spoke of. It's acoustic, you know, nice, soothing, you know. And for that same reason, you know, I think people are more prone to hear what you say, you know, in that
Mhm.
type of music. And I do touch. If you listen to my other kinds of music, I do dabble a bit in other genres, you
Mhm.
know, to catch the attention of the ears of the young people, of course, the younger generation, because I don't want to miss them neither. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? But there are some mature people who I know they need some soothing music. They need what we call therapy or therapeutic music.
Mhm.
So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to do, you know, with yeah.
Let me congratulate you on your new single. So you have a single with Sahel, which his name
Thank
is
you.
so close to Jael.
Exactly, exactly,
um,
exactly.
so I actually did not know who Sahel was. I'm not going
Mm.
to pretend like I did, but my partner, who is heavily influenced by the French because he lived in
Same.
Guadeloupe. His mom lives in Martinique. He's very much connected. Some of his closest friends still live there. So oftentimes I hear him running off at it in French, on the phone and stuff. And he was the one who said to me, celebrate a song with Sahel. And I was like, who's Sahel? Right?
Exactly.
And he says, you need to get more involved in French.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm involved in French music, but I think there's so many. It's just like regular contemporary music. There's so many different artists.
Oh
Oftentimes
yes.
you
Oh
tend to
yes.
gravitate towards one more than the other. So what I want to, before I get into your collaboration with Jael, because we want to talk a little bit about that and just your new single and everything that goes around, that even your upcoming projects like the Motivation EP, and also I think you have one called the Stone EP.
Yes,
Um,
exactly,
so
exactly.
we'll get to talking a little bit about that in just a little. I kind of wanted to explore a little bit about your journey in music from Dominica to where
Okay.
you are now. Now, Silk, I want you to be completely honest with me because I feel like you can be honest. How do you feel?
You feel I'm not being honest?
How do you know? I feel like you can be honest. You know, like you're an
Okay.
honest person. You know,
Oh
like
yes.
like
Yeah, yeah. I
so.
love the honesty. So
How
ask
do
me.
you think like your music is is embraced in Dominica?
Well,
So
that is a straightforward question, and I give you a straightforward answer. I think Dominicans are not aware of Silk Asara, even if I spent most of my life trying to do music in Dominica. And I will say also there is not a structure in Dominica that allows artists like myself to be embraced by the public. And so saying directly that the people in Dominica, I guess I'm not a foreign artist, so it is not their thing because I see that we really embrace foreigners quite a bit, you know. But my thing is Dominica does not know who I am yet, and I'm to be blamed also for that, Jael. I'm not only giving the people the blame or blaming the society, the music society. They have to take their blame and they know where they are not doing their work. Of course, the society in itself generally, but me as an artist, I have not been promoting my work per se, in Dominica per se, like I should. And I have reasons not to do that, but I know that I am very aware that I am not doing that. I'm not going like on the radio,
why? You know, I'm
like,
gonna ask you why. You know, I'm gonna ask you why.
yeah,
Because
of course.
because you come on my show, and I consider myself to be a Dominican show, right?
Oh, yes,
You come on
definitely.
my show. So why do you choose not to go hard at promoting yourself in Dominica?
Well, for the same reason that I see that our people, it is hard. It seems to be hard for them to embrace the positive or the conscious side or aspect of the music, you know. And because also, mainly because of our population, I think we don't have enough people in Dominica. Numbers don't lie. And even if we have a small population, I think they definitely should know who I am, at least, or who know who some of us are. But I think when we check it out, the Calypso has an association. The Calypso genre has an association.
Mm-hmm.
It's organized. The bouillon music in Dominica, or what they call nasty business now, it is in a sense organizing itself. So
Mm-hmm.
it's getting this leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we as Rastas, as reggae, pioneers, I think we have not yet put our heads together. One, two, it is kind of discouraging sometimes in Dominica doing doing reggae music, because it's not so many times you get booked on on a show in Dominica, because there's no,
I want you to hold that thought because I was about to ask you
yeah,
before. Have you performed at any? Okay, so we know we have the World Crown Music Festival in Dominica.
yeah.
We also have the Jazz and Creole, which is coming up next month. Have you ever performed at any of these events? And in what way did you perform? Like if you did. And I'm honestly asking,
Then
I don't know. I'm asking because I don't know. I'm not
yeah,
even trying to start anything.
no, but are you asking the real question? Because these are things I can actually, I think that will help even those people listening, probably those in in responsibility. This is the situation. For instance, in the past,
Mhm.
I was one of the good people, I think, who were quite selective with Dominican artists. And this is the thing that we don't have a lot, like I was saying, people in position who actually trying to assist the artists, like general artists, artists, people actually doing, putting their work and trying to,
Mhm.
And so I perform in Curl in the Park. It was in the beginning of the events, usually when there's nobody. That's when they usually put the little reggae bands. And they usually give us like 30 minutes to split amongst 5 people, you know. So this is the conditions that I've performed in Dominica. Where they give man 30 minutes and we have five of us to share that 30 minutes, for instance. Then there was once I actually did I think it was Jazz and Creole, somewhere in Posse.
That jazz and Creole.
Yeah, on the beach. That wasn't too bad. That was all right because I had my 30 minutes myself, to perform. And but that is the only 2 times I performed in any national event in Dominica.
Wow.
And the rest of it is big up to Mr. Labadi, Miguel Labadi, because he was my first manager ever in my struggle in Dominica in the music. So big up Miguel Labadi, because he put me on every show. He used to put me on every show that he had foreign artists coming in. Whether it was I remember Eric Donaldson,
Yes.
Barrington Levy, yeah, all of them guys. I was on them shows.
Big
To
up Miguel.
Miguel, yeah.
Miguel, big up Miguel. Actually, Miguel was one of the last people that were on that came on this show. When we did run the track and talk
Right.
a little bit ago. So you've not really gotten exposure in Dominica except the few times you've spoken of, and as well you do acknowledge that you had a role to play in the marketing or the promoting of your music.
Yeah,
How, because over the last few years something changed, something happened,
yeah,
and
definitely.
and now, because now you are performing for big crowds, you're going on tour just now. Like, these are like amazing things that are happening. Can you share with us what changed?
Well, the COVID-19 happened. Let's say, let's start it that way. Let's say COVID-19 happened. I went to Martinique to do a concert. My concert was on Saturday. I was supposed to leave on Monday to come back to Dominica. COVID-19 struck. I ended up staying in Martinique 2 years. Within the first year of me staying in Martinique, I went to do a birthday party, celebrate with a friend who invited me to his wife's birthday party. I sang happy birthday to her, and while I'm singing, while I'm freeing up on the mic, this guy came. He takes my phone, he puts in his number, he takes his photo, and he says to me, "Call him." So the guy who invited me, he come in my ears and he asked me if I know who's this. So I said no. And then he explained to me who it was. He tell me if the guy say call him, call him. So I called the guy, and when I called the guy, I check out the guy's name and everything, and I did my research, and to find out it's one of Martinique's premier producers. It's one of Martinique's biggest producers. Well-known producer. Who has a label called The Caribbean, and so I started to work with this label. Since then. And then I think because of the numbers again, Martinique, and of course the connections, because this guy has all these connections. I think they put me into the right places. The first thing was one of his artists, one of his biggest artists, invited me to perform with him at one of the festivals. So it started there, and the people well received the thing. And then he said, "You know what? We're gonna have Silk Asara do his show next time," and that is how it started.
Wow. I want to show the viewers um you performing, and I want you'll tell me once we see a little bit of the video. You'll tell me what was happening in that specific moment, like what was going on
Okay.
there in
I
that
try my best
in that
to
present time. Okay, so I think
okay.
that's the video. Let me just pull it up. Yeah, that's I think that's it.
Okay.
His name is Sid. His last name is Asara. He's from Dominica. He make a prayer.
I
It's
can
a
already
people
tell it was
on the
intense.
stage. Powered by God.
You know.
Where were you? Where was that? What was that
So,
performance?
so what was happening there, man? It was just total ecstasy, let's say, you know, because me coming into this, it was my first time performing in this venue, and this is one of the well-known venues in Guadeloupe, very popular. It is where any big artist that comes to Guadeloupe, that is where they go to perform.
Okay,
So there was Third World, I think, was the last one before, you know,
that
before
performance.
we did this. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it was my first performance with Big Caribbean in Guadeloupe, but it was our second of that particular show because the
Mhm.
first happened in Martinique.
Mhm.
You know, so that was part of the tour, and the tour continues, by the way, which is where France and we'll talk about.
Uh-huh.
And
So
so, yeah,
so yeah, continue.
no saying so. This is in Guadeloupe, and this is really magical moment, I can say, representing the project called Motivation. As you can see, the flag. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
yeah,
Tell me a
man.
little bit about the motivation tour, or because you mentioned it earlier on, and essentially it being one of your best projects, your baby, what really means a lot to you. Share with us a little bit about motivation.
Well, motivation really is something that I it came across because of the first song. The first song I did with the guy, with the
Hmm.
producer, and
Hmm.
it was such a big vibe in Martinique that and it's touching. Really, the story behind motivation is really touching. So we had to name the album, you know, or the EP, Motivation. So the thing behind motivation was that I wanted to encourage artists, you know, other artists, that you don't have to look for motivation from people. So you have to be that motivation. Because this song is really, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I am motivation. You know, because I realized, and that was that was actually an awakening. That was a realization. That song for me, because when he sent me the reading, man, and I, you know, I listened the same morning. He sent me the reading 2 days before I went to the studio.
Hmm.
You know, and when I listened to the reading, the first thing that came up across my mind was motivation, man. You know, because I had no idea this was gonna happen. I had no idea I was gonna meet the, you know, Joel Jacole, and those things were gonna happen. All I know that is that I had to be active. I had to put myself in action. I had to be motivated. I had to do this, you know, and do it to my best of my ability. So I named the project Motivation to, you know, to represent in that light, you know, to try to give a little bit of motivation and encouragement to
How
others.
much music can we expect from that project, or is it going
Nine
to?
tracks,
Okay.
nine solid tracks. You already have a few of them already out.
Yes.
There's Beautiful Lies, it's part of that project. There is Limye Eklamu with Jael. This is
Yes.
also part of that project. There is a few other songs that's not yet released, but trust me, I have recorded up to 8 songs. One more song to record. So we have 8 songs recorded already, ready to, you know, line up.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Okay, so you've been obviously spending a lot of time in the French islands. You know, they've embraced your music. Again, population has a lot to do with it. We have the population because it's not just Guadeloupe and Martinique. There's Guadeloupe, Martinique, and then there's even beyond that, like France and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. What has it been like for you? Because I know a lot of times we feel as Dominicans that we want to, like, we need to be embraced by our people. When we go to another country and we see how people are embracing us and how they are almost groupified, you know, and
Mm.
you're like, oh my god, like you wish you had that from your people. What does
You
this
know,
make?
Jael, I wish that so much and so bad for my people, that my people would have embraced me. You know why? Because I remember one time, Chop Chop Production, big up Chop Chop, Father Chop, a Jamaican, came to Dominica, bless his soul. He's there, with us. And so he was working with me and he met a DJ. So the DJ introduced himself. He didn't know who it was. He said he was a DJ. So he asked the DJ, do you know this guy? And he pointed on me. So the DJ say, no. So he said, do you know Dr. Silk? So he said, oh, Dr. Silk. So clearly the DJ was not aware who I was. And
Yeah,
we'll
you
not
know
out
the name, but then you
names.
know the name, but you're not really. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then he asked the DJ, he tell the DJ, so you know any song of this Dr. Silk? The DJ could not tell him anyone. However, he said to the DJ, you know why this man, and he hold me, in his arm away, embrace me as a brother. And he say, you know why I embrace this man? Because soon, we don't know when, you going to have to pay some serious money to see that man. And a few years after, yeah, man, in Martinique, and literally, yeah, people pay 40 euro, 45 euro to come see me. So,
Wow. Wow.
so in reality, I see what the brother was saying. I didn't catch what he was really. I mean, he was just saying something. I was just vibing. But it is a reality that I think Dominicans will come to a realization. And I think they have. It's happened to Nasio. We wait until Nasio boss for us to say, oh, this is our artist.
Wow.
So I think it's
I don't
something.
even know what to. I'm lost for words because, I mean, just like you, I consider myself an artist in a different way, and
True.
I feel very similar to you.
Yeah,
You
man,
know,
I know what you mean. I know you feel, Queen. I know you feel.
so it's actually it hurts,
It
uh,
does.
because
It
you
does.
feel when you have an opportunity to elevate another person, it's your people you want to, but
Mm.
you're not, but it's almost like you're not feeling their hands cold, their hands not
Yeah,
warm,
it's like
like
it's like you're trying to help out somebody. Well, I wouldn't call it help, but you're trying to do something nice for someone, and they don't recognize you. You're
mhm,
doing something for them, but like they don't recognize you did something, you know.
yeah.
But I can tell you it does hurt, but I don't take it as insult, to tell you the truth, you know,
Hmm.
because I still know, like I say, Queen. I think the powers at play is not structured to assist I and I as artists or musicians, you know.
What do you think it is about your music that resonates so strongly with audiences in Martinique, in Guadeloupe, even in France?
I think it's well, one thing about it, they say it's very international. So it's not a music that they embrace like as if it's a local thing, you know. They think it's something quite international. And Guadeloupe people like and Martinique, I tell you, them people. If I send a clip for you where them little children in school in Martinique singing my song from word to word, them people almost had me cry, a time we come in the studio, me and my lady, we go with my producer. We was invited to a school, man. When I walk into the class, man, all the children start singing the song,
Wow.
Yeah, in Martinique.
Um,
French children, by the way, and they sing in English, word for word.
and it makes you wonder
Yeah,
if
exactly,
how many
exactly.
how many people would know
So,
your.
but I still do my little thing, In fact, I'm trying to, engage one or two schools in Dominica same way.
Hmm.
Agriculture-wise, in fact, because there was a program I started with them youth in Casablanca in
Yeah, and I was gonna
2000.
ask about that. Yes.
Yeah, in 2016. It was a garden, agriculture project where we start, I just build a garden for them. Because what I realized was Haitians feeling our people. Respect to the Haitians, they are hardworking people, much respect. But At one point, I found it heavy that I saw on the markets that it was mostly Haitians selling, food. So I was like, wow, aren't our people planting food, man? So I decided to take up this task, go to the school and show them youths, what it is to have a little backyard garden, plant a carrot, plant a lettuce, a cucumber, a little thing. And so it started, excuse me, it grew and grew until a young lady in Cassie Bruce who was working with the children, I think she was connected to 4-H or something. She took it over because she was quite kind and she saw the potential. And I was quite becoming very busy, as an artist.
Mhm.
So then at one point I just let it, I let it to them. They kept it going because I had nephews and families going to the school, same way. So
Mhm.
now I'm at Massac School trying to give them some vibe on the agriculture same way to
Wow,
them youths.
beautiful. So you're still giving back to your community, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's part of the
Obviously,
life. Huh?
you're an experienced writer, you're a performer. You've been doing this for a very long time, so you've been doing
20 odd years.
yes, 2 decades and
Yeah,
plus,
exactly.
and now you're finally, they do say though, there's a saying that people tend to come to themselves in their 40s, when they
Mm.
pass that that 40, that's when big things happen.
I heard that, also. That,
Yeah,
yeah, that might be true.
that, and especially for people of color,
Yeah,
a lot of
that may be true.
a
Because I
lot
see
of
that a lot, for us.
a lot of the big things happen around that time. I want to do a little. I want to play a little game with you,
No
and
problem.
we want to, and the first thing that comes to mind, you answer. So don't say too much. Don't dwell on it.
Okay.
Just give me the first thing that comes to mind. It's almost like just think of me and you on a date,
Okay.
and we getting to know each other, and I'm asking you questions, and you're just answering me. You're not really giving it any much thought. If you had to have a
Okay.
dream collaboration, who would it be with?
A dream collaboration. Okay. That is very interesting. Right now, to tell you the truth, my dream collaboration would either be with Damian Marley or Taurus.
Taurus Riley.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Your favorite song to perform live?
My favorite song to perform live, Motivation.
Mm. Why is that?
Because the people sing the song word for word.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Your biggest musical influence growing up?
One of my biggest influence was wow, 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 wow. Michael Jackson was definitely one of them. Bob Marley, Nasir Fountain, respect, definitely. Yeah.
What was the best advice you've ever received about music?
And it was from Nasir actually. And he says to me, you can have the best voice, It is not about the voice.
What
And
is
I
it?
understood everything he meant when he said that. You
Because you
know?
had a silky voice for a very long time.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. Yeah. You know? And so I studied Nas on a level two, because Nas was a man I spent time with. I went to his place most, on weekends. Me and my lady, we used to spend time with he and his wife.
Mhm.
And enough respect to Nas, Nas, and many people would say, man, how come Nas don't feature you on a song? And I was like, bro, I never thought about that. I never asked Nas about that. That was not my intent to go into Nas space. Because the conversations we were having was so much elevation, was so much food for thought, was
Yes.
so much,
And he was again feeding your soul.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
So I give thanks for that, you know. And
beautiful.
just paying attention to a man like Nasio, you learn a lot.
What is your favorite lyric you've ever written? Your favorite or your favorite line?
My favorite line is, uh, show me the truth in what you feel. Yeah, man. You don't need to lie, just keep it real. Yeah.
Mm. Your most surreal moment in your music career so far.
My most real,
Surreal, like it was like, oh my god, like it just blew you away.
I get, wait, my most what?
Surreal, like your most surreal, like it just blew you away.
Oh, okay. Going to Paris to perform at La Cigale. Because this is actually one of the biggest primary, like I was saying in Martinique, I've got the best team.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have, I think we are well treated here and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think France is going to be really royal because it's a place that, yeah, only the best pass there, you know.
Mm.
And so people have spoken only good things to me about it, you know, tell me just this is a place that you're gonna see, you know. But yeah, so I think it is one of my biggest events so far because I've
Mhm.
never been in one as big, you know, being being one of the main acts on the stage.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, it is a big thing for me. So and the pay is really super sweet. So
That makes it even better.
oh yeah, oh
If
yeah.
if I had to invade your music library right now, what would be on your playlist?
Mm. You would definitely find Beautiful Lies. You would find Blessings, this new song I just released. You would find Wake Up. That's a song I wrote for Dominica, by the way. Wake Up.
Mhm.
You would find Free the Herbs. That's in my reggae segment.
Mhm.
You will find also Limier Eclamu, that one there with Sire.
Mhm.
Have a nice playlist, you know. You'll find also a few interesting things, man. I have some foreign playlists, but I don't put it public.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my personal playlist is live, so if somebody go on my thing, they'll see it.
Nice.
Mhm.
So you were expecting well, we know that you're going to be performing your tour is coming up soon. You mentioned that at the start of the interview. Can you tell us a little bit about the process, the planning that's going into the tour, and where would you be touring to? Give us some details in case there may be people in those parts and they might want to come and check you out. So
Positively,
yeah.
positively. In fact, there are a few people. I have a little team coming with me, Deja from Guadeloupe.
Mhm.
And some crew from Guadeloupe is gonna go because it's going to be holidays,
Okay.
and some of them are actually gonna, you know, a little vacation. They're gonna take it and come. But the people who's gonna be there, my team, the preparation is really. It's the tour starts in Martinique.
Okay.
It starts in Martinique, 7th of May at Latrium. It's one of the most, you know, really classed, I must say, halls to perform. It is also, how can I say, we will rehearse in Martinique also. We will prepare all of the, you know, the show itself, the band and everybody in Martinique. And then we will leave a few days before France. But in that preparation, there is, of course, you know, the hotel bookings, all of that, which are the promoter is taking care of.
Okay.
You know, so the promoter is one responsible for, you know, this booking everything, and then we rehearse next week, a week and a half from now. We start to rehearse and prepare for the beginning
You have a
of this
band
year.
and everything, like you have a
Full
full
band, full band. There are, let's see, 7 members in the band,
okay.
backup vocals, everything, and yeah.
So you're saying when you come back next time, I supposed to get your autograph quick, fast, and in a hurry because by next year, so by next year,
Positive.
so it will be valued at so much. I could probably sell it on eBay and make some good money, right?
True, true, true.
I
Yeah,
doubt I'll sell it though, even if I had the opportunity to.
yeah, man.
Um,
But it's always a blessing, man. I mean, me and you know, in all of this, Jay, I mean, I don't feel any different, you know. There is a bit of, how can I say? I wouldn't say I'm not excited about this, That's not the feeling I'm talking about,
Life
you know.
changing for you, you know.
You see me, but I mean to say that I'm observing this path also, this rise in the music, but from a humble standpoint, you know. You see me, because I've seen people come into this, and I've seen people lose themselves in that. In fact, I work with some of the biggest artists in Martinique through the label. So I've seen certain things, you know, what goes on with them, man, you know, and I check in Ja, and we just, you know, keep eye on this, you know, straight. Because it's not an easy road, you know, neither. I'm sure you're aware, you know, it's many people see the glitter according to Buju Banton, but they don't really know, you know.
Tell you, I've gone backstage
Yeah, man.
to to concerts, and I tell you, like real big, hundreds of thousands of people concerts,
Yeah,
and
man.
you're backstage because you know the artist performing,
Mm.
and you see what people are capable of,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
it makes you just like understand that this is like a complete lifestyle, and you can totally get swallowed up by it.
Exactly. Exactly. You
Like
have to be very strong. You
very,
have to be strong.
and all, not just be strong, you also have to have good people around you.
Ah,
You have to cover yourself with good people, because
big up yourself for mentioning that, you know, Queen, because I
yeah,
could not do this without the people around I. You see?
yeah.
That is true. And when you speak about the preparation, all of that too, you know, big up to all of these people who's around I, like my wife, my family, and my friends, fans, and the promoters, you know. I really give thanks to them, my producer, you know.
I want to show a little bit of your video. You talk about the blessing song, so I'm gonna put it up. It being one of your favorites. So here is blessings.
Yeah.
Blessings de ma vie. They say you're too strong, and so them try to hold you down. De la vie. Sing a new song every day, a new dawn. Yes. We there, yeah. We have no fear. Count my blessings each day the same way, yes. I give thanks and praises to the Father I pray. Yes, for these blessings, the very best things. Health and strength and no stressing. Life is interesting, trials and testings. We took some risk and then my lessons. Oh well, life is more than gold. Life is more than fame. Do you know my name? Blessings de ma vie. They say you're too strong, and so them try to hold you down. De la vie. I sing a new song every day, a new dawn.
Where was this one? Like, where did because I see Dominic playing it. Many
Oh
different.
yeah. That one day I wanted it to be specially done in Dominica. Yeah. So the whole video, that's my mom in the video there. Right there. Wait, pause there. That's my mom.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Ah!
Yeah, that was my mom there.
Yes. So what was it like putting together this video, which is apparently one of your favorite songs?
It was definitely a blessing. You know, I mean, look, in the video, all you see around me is nature, good people, you know, big up all of the artists same way, because I was surrounded by artists same way within some of the, you know, shots. Also, every person who participated, these are people who I know personally. So the video was really about that. It was really about close people to me, as I consider my blessings, you know, including Dominica as my riches, you know, my inheritance, you see. So I wanted that video to be about Dominica, to show Dominica as a blessing. And it is a blessing, Dominica. You know, the people are, you know, with this beautiful smiles and, you know, kindness And Dominica is special, you know, and in spite of all of the other videos and songs I did, I shot outside of Dominica. So I wanted this one. So I brought the team here to Dominica to shoot that video.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So you're off to tour. What do you expect? What do you expect on the tour? What are some of the things that you're expecting? You know, I mean, obviously people are going to embrace your music because, like you rightfully say, they already know you, so they're already anticipating. It's building up to that. But what would you say is next for you, even in the tour, or even beyond the tour?
Good question. The idea is to make new links, make new contacts, you know, get new opportunities, you know, to spread the word, to spread the vibes to every part of the earth, you know. So I'm pretty sure that from these events that there are other people who are going to be interested, and this is how it's been working since the first one we did. And it's, you know, you must know that this started on my birthday, on my Earth Strong, this this tour thing.
Wow.
So and this is why
You're Mayborn, right? You're Mayborn.
Exactly. So this is why it continues in May again, you know.
Wow.
Through June. So it's something where that's why I say I just give thanks for these opportunities, and I call it blessings, really. And I think that is going to create more opportunities. These events are going to create more opportunities for Silk Asara, for Big Caribbean, because it's a label, and there are, you know, some mighty artists, I must say, on this label. And I think it will open some doors, and this is what I expect of it. And I don't really have too much expectations, to tell the truth, because I really put the Almighty first, and I know that everything good must come out of that, you know. Putting the Almighty first, and actually doing due diligence, the work, putting in the work, because it's not just praying and saying, you know, that the Almighty will take care of this.
You have to act.
Yeah, man, we put enough work in, you know. So that is what this tour is about, work. It's about putting in the work, you know. We went to the studio, we record the songs, now we must work the songs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anybody you want to shout out? Any special? I mean, you kind of sort
I
of
want to big up to all my people in Rivanica, you know. I call it Rivanica, Dominica, but Rivanica. You know, I want to big up to everybody there. I want to big up you, Jael, big up yourself. I want to big up my family, you know, my mom, my dad, you know, Helena and Mr. Hubert, Luis, big up themselves. My entire family, man, the Kazimi family, Luis family, Salisbury massive, Senjo massive, Kenfield massive, of course. Martinique massive, justement. Moi, je big up tout ce monde là en Martinique. Tu vois, Guadada aussi parce que, tu sais, you can écouter nous là.
Yes. I want to just run through some of the comments that folks left.
Yeah, man. So I want to big up Dominica, and I just want to give thanks for the opportunity to share some of my story.
Somebody by the name of Gregory Jesus.
Yeah, man. Guada.
Yes. Blessings de la vie.
Yeah, man. Big up, Greg. Big up, Selector G. By the way, Greg, that's my selector, my personal selector from Guadeloupe.
Nice.
And business partner, of course.
Rona Amo is saying respect, brother.
Positively. Big up yourself, Amo.
So Alison Fevrier is saying she's loving this one. I love this one. Blessings. My sister is also saying she's here for it. You know, people are shouting you out.
Positive. Big up herself.
And really appreciating your music. So I want to wish you well. I think you will. I think you're there, but I want to wish you well.
Thank you so much, Jay.
Because I know the struggle. I understand.
Yeah, it is real. The struggle is real.
And you have an opportunity now where you are on the verge of blossoming all over the world, and everybody's going to know about you.
By the grace of the Almighty.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the grace of the Almighty.
I like to say whenever I say that, I always tell people, and sikileki fashe yo sakwashi.
Modako with you. Modako.
So I want to big you up, and I look forward to hearing all about your tour. We're neighbors, so let me know when you get back. When you come
Definitely,
to
I'll give you the
Ayala,
section. I'll give you the
let me,
section.
let me know how everything went and stuff,
Of
and
course.
all the best, and be safe. Be safe out
Likewise,
there.
eh? Yeah, man. Give thanks again. Much appreciated.
Take care.
Allez.
Bye
Peace.
bye.
Blessings.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys this one. This one. We're gonna
Yeah, leave me a clam. Peace. Blessings. Love and light.
No. Good doctor, silk on the scene. All my patients know what I mean. Who have eyes they see these beautiful vibes on me. I'm motivated. Don't need no help to be persuaded. Almighty creator, I'm a guide and shield. My sword on this battlefield. Pack a fess, I pull the likes. Pack a fess, I pull the views. Moi qu'a fait ça bas, ligne éclamou. Mais chacun son point de view. I got a real big heart with enough love to give. Remedy bow, me say loving to heal. On packet l'amour and no need to steal. The pieces still cassava, me say let's keep it real. And koute putan etan pokopan. Listen agwan.
And that is where we wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Every single one of you who tuned in. Appreciate you. Thank you very much, Dr. Silk, Asara, for stopping by. We appreciate him and coming in and sharing his music. I'm looking forward to seeing what he has in store for us. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll leave you with this one. Have a good night.
Pour l'instant présent, les stories on s'en fout. Et si jamais tu connais un endroit plus cool qu'un rythme de Jackou, une mélodie de guitare à fond reggae soul, l'amour et puis lumière quel que soit la. Pas qu'à faire ça pour le likes, pas qu'à faire ça pour le views. Moi qu'à faire ça par lumière et l'amour. Mais chacun son point de vue. Musique c'est la joie, c'est pas pour l'argent nous cacher chez l'amour. Ça sert à rien d'être célèbre s'il n'y a que le vide que tu célèbres. Pas de mec, ça y est, c'est que Asara. Pas qu'à faire pour le like, mais seulement pour l'amour, dja. Pas besoin justificatif, ouais, la vie est interactive, pas arrêter dubitatif. Pas qu'à faire ça pour le likes, pas qu'à faire ça pour le views. Oh non, non. Pas qu'à faire ça par lumière et l'amour. Mais chacun son point de vue. Pas qu'à faire ça pour le likes, pas qu'à faire ça pour le views. Moi qu'à faire ça par lumière et l'amour. Mais chacun son point de vue.